Welcome to Freeze. We're here in the shop and today we're going to look at some summer sleeping bags. Now, one of the most common questions we get asked is what is the right type of sleeping bag for me? Now, the options really are endless. It depends on what kind of sleep you are, whether or not you sleep really hot or really cold, whether or not you're a male or a female, what kind of conditions you're going to be sleeping in, where you're going to be sleeping. Are you going to be in a tent, a bivy bag, in a house, in a bothy, anywhere at all, even outside? The options really are endless. Now, believe it or not, sleeping bags are gender specific, or at least they're sold that way. Women tend to sleep a bit colder than men, so you'll have a bit more insulation around the midriff, as well as down in the toe box to keep your feet warm. Now, this is by no means the law. If you are a man, that doesn't mean you have to sleep in a man's bag, and if you're a woman, that does not mean you have to sleep in a woman's. The second thing we're going to talk about is different fill types. This is the insulation within the bag. Now, you either find that it's natural fibres that come from a goose or a duck, or synthetic man-made fibres that keep you warm. Each of these things have different benefits, but also certain downsides that might affect what bag you choose. Goose or duck down is great. It's super lightweight and it will keep you warm. However, when it's wet, all those feathers and fibres clump together, and that's not going to be great. Synthetic insulation will work even when it's wet, but it does weigh a little bit more and it won't pack down as well. The other thing you need to know about synthetic insulation is that it will break down over time. Feathers will stand up to pretty much any treatment you can put them through as long as you look after it well at the end of the day. The third thing you're going to want to consider is fill power. Now, this is essentially a measure of the loft or fluffiness of a bit of down, and it's loosely related to how warm that down is going to be. So, in short, it's the warmth to weight ratio of a bunch of feathers. Synthetic fill power is essentially based on the fill power of down. So the higher the number you see there, again, the better the warmth to weight ratio it's going to be. The fourth thing you're going to want to consider is what your sleeping bag is made from. Outside, properties such as waterproofing and durability might be important to you, but you'll also find certain sleeping bag types that are ultralight that are going to use super light nylon 20 denier fabrics to keep the weight down. Inside, you're going to be looking at things that feel comfortable on the skin, maybe microfiber, especially around the chin guard and areas like that. Now, the fifth thing you're going to want to look at is how that sleeping bag is constructed. The techniques are going to be one of two things. They're either going to be lightweight or built for comfort. Comfort obviously means increased warmth when the temperatures drop. Lightweight means it's going to be easier to carry in your bag. Now, the final thing you're going to want to consider is zip type. Some sleeping bags have a half zip, some have a double zip, some have one that goes all the way around the bottom, so you can open that thing out into a big quilt and keep cooler at night. So let's move on. Let's take a look at some sleeping bags and see what they've got going on. So, first we've got the Fjallraven Move With sleeping bag. As you can see, packs down into a nice compact size. This bag is made of down, and it has this cool G1000 cotton stuff sack. That means if you really want to get your Greenland wax out and give this thing a coating, you can. So when we open it up, the first thing we see is Fjallraven's lovely heritage stitched logo on the front. Nice and minimal design. Cinch cord here, pretty durable, made with leather tabs for those that are vegetarians, good to know. A big long zipper that comes all the way down the side, all the way around the foot box, and opens this thing up into a big old quilt. The other thing we've got on this zipper is it opens two ways. So you can just open that foot portion there, keep your toes nice and cool on warmer nights. So Fjallraven have called this bag the Move With bag. Now that's because it's designed with insulation that goes all the way around and it's equal on top and bottom. So for those that move around in their sleep at night, this one's going to keep you warm on your back as well as your front. Now this is the Marmot Women's Angel Fire. It's a down bag. As you can see, it packs down a little bit bigger than that Fjallraven. Now that's because it's a slightly warmer bag. So this one is actually a 3-season sleeping bag, and the reason we picked this one out is because nighttime temperatures in Scotland, even though it's summer, can drop quite low. That being said, however, it does have a full-length zipper on one side for maximum venting, and a shorter length zipper up on the other side as well. Inside here you've got these lovely neck baffles, so if it gets cold you can get snug, and a nice handy pocket for all your accessories inside there. The Women's Angel Fire from Marmot is a very affordable sleeping bag, especially as it's got a 650 fill power down filling with down defender. So that's Marmot's own hydrophobic down coating. All round great bag for those that like to sleep a little bit warmer on nights that could be quite cold. Hi! So the Sea to Summit Spark, as you can see, that is a tiny bag. This is an ultralight bag for those that like to run really quickly and stay warm at night. The first thing that you can tell is even the stuff sack itself is made from Sea to Summit's Ultra Sil fabric, super lightweight. So as we open it out, you'll see that this sleeping bag goes from a chicken nugget size into a comfy nighttime sack. Look at that. So everything about the Spark series by Sea to Summit cuts down on weight. This is a 10 denier nylon fabric, meaning that it weighs nothing. However, it's not going to be super durable. If you get this abraded on rocks and bits and pieces, there is the potential of it tearing. The Spark utilizes ultra dry down, meaning it is hydrophobic, so it will keep you warmer even on those damp nights. The last thing you need to know is that Sea to Summit provide every one of their sleeping bags with a down certificate, so you know that these feathers have come from the right place. And last but not least, is not actually a sleeping bag. This thing here is the Thermarest Apogee Quilt. Now, a relatively new thing to us here at Freeze. These quilts are great for summertime sleeping expeditions. Keeping one of these in the back of the car is going to be a great idea. You just come out from a surf and you're feeling a bit chilly, you can chuck it over you. Synthetic insulation means that even when it's wet, it's still going to keep you warm. Even just for sleepovers, you're going around to a pal's house, you need something that you can take and chuck over you. It's got this great little bit of foot box at the bottom, so you can tuck your toes in there. You can even bring it around your neck and keep yourself nice and cozy at night. The quilt, nice, affordable, relatively lightweight, good all round. So I hope that has helped you on your quest to find your next summertime slumber satchel. I've popped all the links for the products we've taken a look at just down below. Any more questions, please feel free to contact us and hit us up on Instagram and Facebook too. Catch you next time.